All right, let's talk about culture of growth a little bit. You got the Hamilton College Strength and Conditioning shirt on with strength coach Pierce, who always does a great job of creating what I'm about to talk about, and that is a culture of growth where you're celebrating the victories and the challenges alike. And it's not just about like whether or not you were able to PR today on your lift or your speed session, but whether or not you were able to like prepare professionally to get the most out of this workout. And so sometimes that means like understanding the kind of the polarity of stability and mobility, because they're polar opposites, but like there needs to be a balance. You need to be flexible, but at the same time you need to have structure. Okay, you need to have that stability, and it needs to work together with your mobility. And so a lot of times on a Monday morning, it is the best time. I got the doors open here. It's a beautiful day in Central New York. Monday mornings are the easiest time to see where the difference between mobility and stability comes into play. So you always want to be able to remain flexible with your approach, but committed to the cause. Flexible with your approach, but committed to the cause. Which means if on Monday morning you wake up and you usually have a routine, and for whatever reason something interrupts that routine that was outside of your control, are you able to be mobile and flexible enough to still get the job done, but maybe through, maybe a different way? So maybe it didn't go as planned to start, but will you still be able to finish strong? Will you still be able to get it done? So now if you change the plans on Monday, if it was under your control, like for instance, if you were supposed to, let's say maybe you were going to work out at, you're going to get up and work out at 5:30 because that's what you like to do on Monday. But then all of a sudden you're like, well, you know what? That's not going to happen today because like I'm too tired. Okay, well if you really need to sleep and that's the only time you're going to be able to get to sleep, and it just so happens you weren't restful the night before, if you feel like it's going to be more of a benefit to then rest, that's okay as long as you're going to get that workout in, as long as it's going to be progressive. But if all of a sudden that's a landslide or a domino of like, I don't get this done, and you just keep on giving way to saying to feeling like it's okay to just say, I'm not going to do this right now, that's not good. That's not flexibility and mobility anymore. That's a lack of structure, and that's a lack of framework to allow yourself to like move forward. Where you'll see like great strength coaches, especially in college, because they have like controlled time periods with people. So how much impact will they make in that time period, but also how much impact will they make outside of that time period? Because if you're only with somebody for an hour as a strength coach, and that's about the amount of time you're going to get, what's going to happen those other 23 hours? That framework for the athlete is huge. So strength coach Pierce is going to massively deliver while you're there, and then he's going to try to give you, ways to make good decisions so that the other 23 hours are all building and getting you more prepared for that next hour that you get with him and his other strength coaches. So you need to be able to be flexible enough to alter your plans when necessary, and then also be stable enough to stand true to your plans when you don't need to be flexible. You don't need to like readjust. All right, I'm sticking with the plan. Why? It might be a little uncomfortable today, but I know I'm going to be better off for getting it done. So that stick-to-itiveness, some people like to call that being stoic. I don't know if it's being stoic, it's just saying, hey, listen, I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to stick with doing it, even though it might be uncomfortable right now. Most of the time, that's the better choice, unless you're going to risk injury. If it's going to be a situation where you need an extra whatever to heal, or you have to adjust it because I can't do that today, there's probably another way to challenge yourself and to help yourself train and move forward, make progress. And so understanding that mobility and stability need to work together in harmony, and if you have too much of one or the other, usually there's not going to be optimal progress. It's a tricky balance, but it's something that needs to happen. I see that happening right now at Hamilton College over there with the strength and conditioning program. Like they're celebrating, all conference kids. They're celebrating great students, great athletes, and they're getting better and better and better. And they have a tricky spot to be to recruit because the school is, it's not an inexpensive school. They deliver massive value, while at the same time, because it's a Division III school and they can't give an athletic scholarship, it's a little bit trickier because of the cost. But at the same time, they deliver massive value. Also, though, because of the NESCAC approach on student athletics, they really want to make sure that they keep things balanced for you. But a lot of kids want to go to, more competitions, and that doesn't necessarily happen at a NESCAC school, which is, I think, is a good thing, to have that as an option as a student athlete. And I love what they're doing over there, as with many of the other NESCAC schools. They're all just beautiful schools, great education, incredible opportunity to be a part of a community for the rest of your life. And Hamilton does a great job of it, as does Coach Pierce. Obviously, I'm a big supporter, but circling the wagons on that, it's because there's a focus on mobility and flexibility over there, but there's also, that really, really, really everyday focus on framework and habits and that consistency. And it's not a shock that they're making major headway and major strides in all of their programs, because the athletes are becoming better athletes through what they're doing in that strength and conditioning room, in addition to their exceptional coaches there in the sports. But if without that strength coach component there, that consistency component, you run the risk of just not being prepared to truly capture the coaching that you're going to get during the season and in the off season. So anyways, mobility, stability, that's what we were talking about. Have a great Monday. Have a great week.